The inspection phase demystified. What Richmond sellers need to expect and prepare for. Here's the reality. In Richmond, one of the most nerve-wracking parts of selling your home isn't the listing, the showings, or even the negotiations. It's the inspection. This is the moment when a professional comes in, goes through your property with a fine-tooth comb, and tells the buyer everything they find. Now, for sellers, inspections can feel like Judgment Day. Now in this video, I'll break down what really happens during the inspection phase in Central Virginia, the most common issues that pop up around here, and how to prepare so you don't lose sleep or your deal when that report lands. I'll also share a few inspection surprises I've seen in Richmond homes that might make you laugh or at least make you feel better about your own house. Now, after you accept an offer, the buyer schedules a home inspection. It's usually within 7 to 10 days here in Richmond. The inspector's job isn't to tell the buyer whether to buy the house, it's to identify defects, safety concerns, and potential expenses. The report will cover everything from the roof down to the foundation. And yes, they will open every closet, test every outlet, and flush every toilet. Here's what most sellers don't realize. Inspectors always find something. Always. No home is perfect, not even new construction. So don't panic when that list comes back. The real question isn't what did they find? It's how serious is it? And what will the buyer expect us to do about it? Now in Richmond, certain issues come up over and over. Crawl spaces are a big one. Moisture, insulation gaps, or pests. It's almost a guarantee that inspectors will have a comment here. Now roof age is another. Even if your home isn't leaking, if it's near the end of its expected life, it's going to be flagged. HVAC units, if they're older than about 12 years, expected to be mentioned. Water heaters are another hot spot. Many buyers worry if it's older than 10 years, even if it's still running fine. And let's not forget GFCI outlets in kitchens and bathrooms. If you don't have them, they'll show up in the report. Here's where the sellers often get stressed. They think they'll have to fix everything on the list. That's not true. Buyers usually focus on what we call health and safety items, or anything that could cause big expenses soon. Loose doorknobs, squeaky floors, or that one window that sticks, not deal killers. A failing HVAC or structural issue, that's a different story. I worked with a seller in Midlothian who was convinced their home was going to fail inspection because of a few cosmetic issues. But the inspector focused on two main things: a loose handrail on the back deck and an aging water heater. The seller fixed the handrail for $50, agreed to a small credit towards the water heater, and the deal moved forward. All that stress over nothing. Now on the flip side, I had a seller in Chester who ignored advice to service their HVAC before listing. Sure enough, the inspector found it wasn't cooling properly. That turned into a $2,000 repair request and nearly scared the buyer away. That's the power of a little preparation. Another one, this time in the fan, an inspector flagged the fact that the home still had knob and tube wiring in part of the attic. It hadn't caused problems in 80 years, but to the buyer, it sounded like a fire hazard waiting to happen. The sellers had to negotiate a credit so the buyer could rewire. Again, not a deal killer, but a surprise that could have been softened with a little upfront disclosure. If this is helpful so far and you want more no-fluff tips on selling smarter in Richmond, hit subscribe right now. I post new videos every week designed to save sellers time, money, and stress. So how can you prepare? First, service all your major systems. Have your HVAC cleaned and checked, change filters, and make sure everything is running smoothly. Second, take care of obvious minor repairs. Tighten that loose handrail, replace missing outlet covers, and fix leaky faucets. Third, make sure inspectors can access everything. Clear out under the sinks, move boxes away from attics and crawl space entries. The easier you make their job, the smoother the report will look. Now let's talk about how negotiations play out after the inspection. Buyers will usually submit a repair request or ask for a credit. Here's the key. You're not obligated to fix everything. In Virginia, everything is negotiable. If it's a safety item or a major system, you'll probably have to address it in some way. but you don't need to repaint every scuffed wall or replace every slightly worn appliance. Now, seller in Glen Allen faced a repair request with 15 items. Instead of tackling them all, we offered a simple credit for the big ticket issue, a roof nearing the end of its life. The buyers accepted. The sellers avoided doing piecemeal repairs, and everyone was happy. Now, another time, a seller in Mechanicsville dealt with a long inspection list. Rather than stress out about each item, they focused on the two biggest concerns: an electrical panel upgrade and moisture in the crawl space. By agreeing to address those, they kept the deal alive and avoided weeks of back and forth over minor things like door latches and sticky windows. Now, here's something most sellers don't realize. A clean inspection process isn't about making your home flawless. It's about giving buyers confidence they're not walking into a money pit. If you approach it with that mindset, the process feels a lot less intimidating. So let's recap the big takeaways. Inspections always find something, so don't panic. Common Richmond issues include crawl spaces, older roofs, HVAC, water heaters, and missing GFCI outlets. Focus on health, safety, and major systems. Prepare by servicing what you can, fixing obvious small stuff, and making access easy. And remember, negotiations are about balance. You don't have to say yes to everything. If you're planning to sell, let's talk before you list. I can walk through your home, point out the things likely to come up in an inspection, and help you get ahead of it. That way, you avoid surprises, keep buyers confident, and move smoothly to closing. Don't miss next week's video, how to attract serious buyers in Richmond and avoid wasting time on looky-loos. I'll share how to separate real buyers from the tire kickers, what signals to look for in showing feedback, and how the right marketing brings motivated buyers straight to your door. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. And in the comments, tell me, what's the strangest thing you've seen flagged on an inspection report? I've seen some wild ones, and I'll share a few in the replies. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.